All right, well, the President of the United States obviously has some explaining to do, and he has about an Atlantic article in which he kind of blamed the British and more to the point, Prime Minister Cameron, for the deteriorating conditions in Libya early on, that it was the British not paying nearly enough attention despite his protestations and warnings. Now the White House is coming out, once those blurbs appeared in public, to say that President Obama has acknowledged several times the shortcomings the allies have regarding chaos in Libya, but by no means was he targeting or blaming the Prime Minister of Britain. Goes on to say he did not mean to be critical of the British Prime Minister in this article, and more or less is saying much ado about nothing. But I got to tell you, if you read the London press abroad, they're not having any of it. This is a damn dirty shame, and we don't believe a word he's saying. That's what they said. I just put the accent on it. Reaction now from former Dick Cheney advisor John Hanna on that. We're going to get to some other stuff, but John, I tell you, they're really caught in a bind here, because all of a sudden this article comes out, throws them under the bus. They don't like being under the bus.
Yeah, not them, not the British, Neil, nor any of our other allies that he assaulted in this interview. I mean, the narcissism of the man is just unbelievable. Impossible for me to believe that a sitting President Bush, his father, even a President Clinton would engage in this kind of extended monologue about their great doctrine and their great accomplishments in foreign policy, all the while trashing our allies through the mud. Just really horrible and a real disservice to our national interests.
Now, I don't know where you stand, whether on the left or right on this issue, but I always tell viewers, we're either an exceptional country or we're not. We're either leader of the free world or we're not. We're either the ones in charge of calling the tune in foreign policy or we're not. When he is saying to the British, and others, by the way, the article goes on to detail others who missed the insight here, he is saying it can't be us because we're not in that role. They have more influence, and they should have done more. He's ceding that American exceptionalism in practice and words.
Yeah, no, and what he's leaving, of course, is a huge vacuum that, rather being replaced by some kind of virtuous cycle of peace in which the Saudis or the Iranians or even the British and the French step up and impose some kind of minimal level of stability and decency on the international order, that vacuum is being filled by all the worst elements and adversaries we have in the international system, from Russia to China to Iran to the terrorists of ISIS.
And by the way, to your point, and you were way ahead of this, John, I don't want to put you on the spot, that even the most liberal leaders abroad had been urging more dramatic and decisive action in the region. He more or less is saying in this article, no, it was their botching it, not me.
Yeah, and he's saying, you know, the fact that we've got 500,000 dead in Syria, that Europe is now undergoing its worst refugee crisis in more than 2 generations.
He drew that line. He drew that line. They didn't.
Of course, he drew that line, but now he says the fact that he didn't cross it, that he pulled back after telling the rest of the world that we were going to strike Syria if it ever used chemical weapons, now he sees that as one of his proudest moments in international affairs. It's just mind-boggling.
Wow. Well, we'll have more reaction from the British press. And, John, just to make you feel better about this, I'll be doing them all with a British accent when we get them in. But, John Hanna, thank you very much.